We have Gary Gearbox in the Datsun 620, Brick Sloan in the 1973 Jeep J10, Jack Sun in the 1970 Chevelle SS, Robert Rowanson in the Pontiac Aztek, Albert in the 1956 Jaguar XK140, Watt Off-Road Land Rover Series 2, James Mustang RO 916, and Charles Charleston in Nissan 300 ZX11. These are the cars today, and can't believe the first two racers is Gary and Brick. Brick does not sound like a fast name. Anyway, they're off and they're very fast. Gary off in the lead, going all over the place. And Brick is upside down. Let's have a look at that replay. That was way too fast to see. So, Gary is way out in the lead, and Brick he's off camera when the crash happens, so it's impossible to tell what actually happens. Anyway, race 2. And they're off very fast. Gary is out in the lead once again, going all over the place. And Brick stops right before the finish line. What's happened there? Why did you he must have thought, sorry, not going to finish it. Anyway, Gary's just all over the place, and Brick is, well, as slow as a brick. We now have Jack and Robert going against each other. And they're all very close together, side by side. And what's that? Robert tried to block that Chevelle there. They're very close together. Robert is trying to block Jack, and he does so successfully, but then he does it so successfully, nobody actually makes it to the line. So here we are in the second race, and they're all very close together once again. Oh, and Jack is off the track. Rhymes there. So they're very close together. Jack manages to get into lead on the corner. Something happens. Oh, that's a clean pass. Done by Robert there. And they're off again in the third race. Maybe it's the final. Oh, and Jack is on his lid. He's on the roof. What happens there? He seems to get into the lead, and then something happens where it was in the corner. He didn't turn. He just went on his side two wheels, giving Robert the win. And there's the close-up of his car. It is now Albert and Watt's turn to get up on the track. An old car. Oh, and they're off very fast. Trucks. Wow. Seems like Watt slowed down a bit at the ends, and then Albert gave him a little push, but Albert's just went all over the place, and then also Watt went sideways through the turn. Not very stable, these vehicles. And they're off again. Albert's all over the place, and Watt gets his second win. They 4.41 seconds. Seems like a fast time. So they're very close together off in the gate. Oh, and then Albert tries to overtake, but then no. Oh, he's also on the side. I didn't realize that. Anyway, into the next two drivers, which are... And now it's for James and Charlie to go against each other in round 1. Already. Oh, and they're all not that close together, actually. That Nissan ZX11 is pretty fast. What happened to James? Why is he on his roof? 4.54 seconds. Slower than the Land Rover, ironically. So, Charlie has the lead through both turns, and you don't get to see what happens to James. He's just on his lid for the rest of it. Race 2 of Charlie and James, and they're off. Not so close together again. Oh, and James is on his roof again. That's why they probably called him James Mustang, because, well, it's a clever thing instead of Mustang in that RO 916. Nissan ZX is just plowing on like nothing ever happened. And there's a close-up of the deck. Gary and Robert are now facing off against each other. Two kind of bluish cars. And they're off. Not that close again. The Datsun is off the track. What happened to it? The Pontiac just goes on. It's like it has a curse against every other car. You shall crash today. Datsun 620, aka Gary, and he crashes into the spare track on the side of the road. Hopefully he's alright. And he is alright because he's back. Anyway, they're back off again. And no, Gary! Again! On his roof! What is with this Pontiac? And every other car crashes. Jeez. So they're very close, but Gary gets into the lead, swerves a bit, and gets on the side. That's how he flips over. For some reason, Robert didn't think about passing. He just thought about, wanting to continue having fun. And they're off again. Gary's in the lead. This time he doesn't crash and takes the win. There's definitely a curse on that Pontiac Aztek, so beware if you're guessing one yourself. So very clean through the corner. There was no way of interference. And they're off again. Oh, what happened to both? One's one's upside down and one's on the side of the track. What is with this Pontiac Aztek? He gets stuck there, and then what? Gary gets stuck, two wheels through the turn and crashes on his lid. And they're off again for the 5th race. And Gary's off the track again! How many times has Gary crashed? In the same place too, and Robert just goes on like nothing ever happened. And for this race, it's Watt and Charlie. Hopefully not many more crashes, and they're off very close together. Watt is in the lead, just barely overtake, and it's a clean race for this one. Thank goodness, because of all the chaos in the last 5. And they were very close. Watt didn't have the lead at the beginning, but then overtook. Both of them doing a slight drift out of the corner. Here's race 2. And very close together. Oh, what happened there? What happened there? Watt went underneath or above. I have no clue what happened. So they're off very close together. And Charlie tries to cut, but then crashes into the Hot Wheels track. He's lucky they didn't, flip onto his lid like Gary did. I'm just gonna say, at least he didn't pull a Gary. Now it's the final 2. It is Watt against Robert. And they're off very close together. Watt is in the lead. And Watt takes the win. Very clean race, so the curse of the Pontiac does not continue to Watt. Robert did get a slight lead, but then Watt overtook him. And then it was just a bit of swerving, but still very clean race. They're off. They are in race 2, very close together. And never mind! The curse of the Pontiac has gotten Watt in its grasps. As they go along very side by side, and then something happens where, Robert forced Watt's front end up and on and in the turn and made him crash because of gravity. And they're off again in 3rd race. Watt in the lead. And again, clean race by Watt. And Robert didn't really stand a chance against the Land Rover Series 2. Very fast 2 cars here. Or maybe just that Pontiac is lucky. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.